Drifting is a fine art performed by some of the best drivers in the world. I've always thought that drifting was cool, so I bought this RC drift car, but it just wasn't the same. So when my friend told me that he was going to get rid of his old crazy kart, I jumped on that idea. You see, a crazy kart is a go-kart with a special mechanism in the back that simulates drifting. When you pull the drift bar, it lifts the casters in the back until they are perpendicular to the ground, simulating the loss of traction that is so important when drifting. The only thing is, they kinda suck. I mean, the top speed is 12 miles per hour, and for me, that automatically makes it lame. But I have the feeling I can probably do something to make it go fast. So it seems that there are other poor people out there who want to mod their crazy carts, and they all said the same thing: more power. But before I start on any of that, crazy cart. So this had been sitting in my friend's garage for the past few years, and it was a little bit dusty, so I had to clean it off. I also had no idea where to really start on this project, so I decided to sit in it.
Oh, it's too small.
It was really small and uncomfortable. So, in the crazy cart, the battery is mounted behind the seat, which leaves very little room between the steering wheel and the seat. That's why I'm so squished in. So I'm going to take this battery, take it off, move the seat back, and then put the battery up in the front between my legs so that I can have more leg room. So now that I had kind of a plan of what to do, I just started taking everything apart. So once I saw how tiny the stock batteries were, I knew exactly what I needed to do. Lucky for me, I just happened to have a few extra batteries laying around my garage, which was definitely going to make this project easier. So I put the bigger batteries on, and it works with the controller, and just listen to this, listen to this. It screams at you when you press the gas pedal. This is crazy, it's going to go so fast. Really fast. And after that ride, I was starting to feel much better about this project. I put 36 volts onto my crazy cart, and that thing booked. But there was still one big issue. It had major speed wobble. I mean, just pushing it across my garage, you can see it wiggling back and forth. And I really didn't feel like losing any more skin on this thing. So I did a bit more research and found a couple things to do to fix the speed wobble. The easiest of which was to get a sealed headset. These are the sealed headset bearings. Apparently they're supposed to make it wobble a lot less and make it quieter when it's turning. Look at these old bearings. Look at that. Isn't that better? Look at how dark it is. First, I got a better pedal because the other one kinda sucked. I also got a smaller sprocket for the front wheel so that it could go faster. Most importantly, I got an upgraded controller that'll be able to handle 48 volts. And lastly, I got a key, just because, I don't know, I thought it'd be cool. I figured I'd start first with the new pedal. The old one was kind of finicky and had to be pressed down just right for it to work, so that's why I got the other one. But then I realized that the new one wasn't going to fit the way I wanted it to, so I moved on to installing the controller. This is a 48 volt controller that I just picked up off Amazon, and this is only a 24 volt motor right here. So that means essentially I'm going to be overvolting this motor by twice the amount of power it's supposed to have. So theoretically it should go twice as fast. Now I won't lie, this does look kind of sketchy right now, but once I test and see that this works, I can cover it all up and make it look nice. It worked. So using a piece of sheet metal, I fabricated a battery cover, which actually took way longer than I expected. And right there, you can see the difference between the stock sprocket and the smaller one that I bought. You see, a smaller sprocket means a lower gear ratio. A lower gear ratio means that the wheel will spin faster, and in turn, the crazy cart will go faster. Now, the other pedal I bought was way too big, so I returned it and got this one instead. So this pedal has a piece on the bottom that comes out when you squeeze it, and that doesn't fit with this frame. It only lets it go halfway down. And this little piece is supposed to like go in somewhere, but there's nowhere for it to go, so it doesn't sit flat. So I have to drill out a bunch of holes, I guess, for this so that it can actually fit on the crazy cart frame. And I want to take this time to thank JCE Mega for being my 100th subscriber, and also Nacho Business 4355 for this awesome idea. The drift bar doesn't sit completely flat on its little base because the battery box that I just made is in the way, and that little ride that I just had squished the battery box in. So I'm gonna have to cut the drift bar right there so that I can get it to fit right. And I know it seems kind of dumb to cut off the most important part of the crazy cart, but that's because I have a plan. You see, on a Crazy Cart XL, that's the biggest and most expensive one, the drift bar is like the handbrake in a real drift car. I like that style of drift lever much better than the one that's on my cart, so after I marked, drilled, grinded, welded, marked, grinded, cut, and drilled, I had exactly what I wanted. Look what just came! These are the dual wheel these are thick. It's heavy. It's nice quality too. I didn't even realize. And I'm going to use these wheels instead of the stock ones that come on the casters. These wide casters were the last step to upgrading my crazy cart. They're supposed to make it more stable when driving normally and smoother when drifting. They did make me turn my drill press into a makeshift vertical lathe, however, because the bolt that they're supposed to attach to was just too wide to fit. And then I painted it. So here it is. Now it's done. I think the color scheme looks sick, but it just feels like it needs something else, like maybe an edit. Yeah, let's do that.